Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Vacuuming out the planter.
Going from a 4-day hybrid to a 100-day.
Yeah, going from a 109-day hybrid to a 119-day. We got the planter loaded up. Got 16 bags of LG 69 CO3 in there. So, got a set of brushes. This is a 119-day corn. Really, full season corn for us compared to what we normally plant. This old tough hill farm we're putting it on, we're gonna try to extend the growing season a little more, see if we can't get a little more yield out of it. I've got to set my brushes here. What I mean by my brushes, you see that little sticker there? It shows the seed size and whether it's round or flat seed. You got this little knob, you turn clockwise or counterclockwise, and that sets your brushes and gets you a whole lot more consistent stand. So this seed here are rounds, medium rounds, 59.3 pounds per bag. So let's go over here to our chart. What I say that was 59 pounds? Yeah. Alright, we got round 55 to 65 pounds, number 2. So we should be in pretty good shape. I got a long journey on the tractor. Robert's gonna get him a camera and he's gonna get the Phoenix hired and running. I've got to do some box blade work. It's one of them farms we done a bunch of dozer work on back in the fall, so it needs just a little more straightening up. If you guys only knew how far this farm has come. Big old brush pile right there last fall. We burned it, buried it. I kind of had to shape that hillside there. There's a chunk or two we got to pick up, 2 sticks and a chunk there, but it really needs, I'm probably gonna grade it one more time, I imagine. But kind of got that shaped up. About 10-12 acres in this field. It ought to plant out about twice as fast now. But there was that wad of trees up there, they was all down here in this valley. I bet you it was a gully at one point in time till they stuck them trees in there. But I've got that shaped up. When I first took this over, this hillside right here, I didn't have the box blade at the time. I had to take its front end blade and I had to reshape this whole side of this hill where them cattle had ate into the hill. But it's gonna be so nice not having to plant a set of end rows around that dang brush pile this year.
Good deal. Now I just gotta set my GPS up. We're gonna run this farm twice. So the first time I'm gonna run it at an angle, and then the first time I'll run it straight. So give me a A-line started here. Keys are down. Knocking down some corn stalks. Running about 6 miles an hour.
Well guys, it never fails. Every time I want to record, the wind blows. Of course, it always does it during my great shots. So if we ever have some great shots and you see it set to music, then you probably know the wind was blowing hard that day. Robert's over here, he's got the Phoenix hair. I call it the chicken scratcher. And we working these old corn stalks down. We're gonna run this field twice. To shred these stalks up, kind of give us a no-till environment, but still have the stalks rolled down. I tried it one time, no-tilling corn behind corn in the middles of the old rows, and that corn absolutely sucked. So I learned my lesson the hard way on that. But just shredding these stalks up, pulling them out of the the ground. It'll shred them up even more that second trip. Them road cleaners will be able to shuffle them out of the way. It's the old farm we done all the dozer work on last fall. We didn't get one thing completely on grade. You see a little pool of water there. But this farm has heavy deer pressure, so we've be the third year we've put corn on it.
Had to stop and tighten up my width. I had it set on 38 foot, and I was leaving a little gap. I got it set on 37, and we're overlapping a little bit, but I'd rather overlap than leave some standing, so I think I'm going to put it on 37 foot and rock on with it. There it comes with the planter. But we won't plant it till tomorrow though.
I'm over here in the field. I got my laptop with me. I got some variable rate scripts for a seeding prescription loaded up for my planter, and I went to load them on my screen the other day, and I couldn't get it to retrieve the data. And I made some phone calls, and they said it was probably because my USB was the wrong format. So got on Amazon, ordered some USBs that's hopefully in the right format. I got 2 different styles that the guy on Ag Talk and done some reading, and some of them said you could only use a certain size SD card. But I got 2 different styles, so I'm gonna put my information on 2 different USBs and see what happens. First thing I had to do was plug my USB into my screen, and the USB automatically puts the folders I need on the USB drive. So let's look, see if that happened. USB drive E, yep, it loaded Ag GPS. We want to get into the prescriptions folder. Now we're going to go over here to downloads. We're at the Hopkins barn, and I'll show you this. This is a zone summary, and I've only got 3 different zones made on it. This zone, the red zone, is going to be 26,000. These are the very poor areas of the farm. And then this green area, we're going to plant it 28,000, and that's the majority of the farm. And then this blue area of the field, that's the good areas, and we're going to plant it 30,000. It's my first year ever variable rating. We figured up we'd save $6.58 an acre using this variable rate, versus if I just flat rated it at 28,000. Somewhere in here it should tell, yeah, that takes me, with this variable rate script, it takes me down from 20, if I flat rated it, I would probably flat rate it 28.5. This gives an average population of 27.7, but what I'm doing is actually putting more seed in the good areas and backing off on the less fertile areas. Fence row, fence row, fence row, fence row, neck, fence row, poor soil, really good ground, really good ground. $6.58 an acre don't sound like a lot, but it could add up over 400 acres of corn. So 18 acres of the red, 38 acres of the green, and 18 acres of the blue. So that's just a PDF. That's a zone summary. Gives me something visually to look at. So what we want to do, we want to open this folder. We want to copy all 3 of these files over here into prescriptions. Should pop up in a minute. Say USB drive connected. Got the USB. Settings. Data. Manage data. USB. Retrieve data. Get prescriptions from USB. That was not coming up the other day, so hopefully we are good to go. You are about to copy all prescription files from the USB drive to the internal storage. The current field will be closed. Do I want to continue? Yes. Available prescription list. Now, I've never been here before, so this is new. When leaving an area covered by prescriptions, change the application. When the vehicle leaves a prescription boundary, it continues to apply at the last prescription rate. That's what we're going to go with. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Well, okay, there it is. There's my 3 zones. Up on the map. That was fairly simple, so knock on wood, it all works. I'm going to shut her down, and got just a little more work to do with the back end blade, and start planting. So right here is about as good a representation of anything as to why I'm variable rate. You can see this coming in this spot is planting 26,000. And you see that spot there that is bare, and these spots that's bare, that all will be planted 26,000. And we're coming up into the area right now. It's going to turn blue and start planting 28,000. And you can see how the crop turns darker. That yielded way more than these areas right here. So we're turning down the population in those spots in the hopes that with less plants competing in the row, whereas if you had 30,000 plants in a row competing for nutrients and moisture, you know, you might have 30,000 plants there, but one of them might not even make a ear, you know, which hopefully, you know, if we had 30,000 plants there and got 24,000 ears, we're just kind of wasting money. Fun around here. And up here next to these fence rows where the trees suck all the moisture out of them, I got the population down really lower. Might have to get out and check a road cleaner. I think I got a chunk hung in it. Yeah, it's plowing a freaking furrow. I'll be back in a minute. And then right here you can see the old brush pile, and we're able to plant all the way through that this year. I don't know if you see them over there. That feller's got a pretty good set of them black body heifers. That place there was grown up for a long time. They got, whoever bought it, got it looking pretty nice now. Really nice. They done sold all this down in pasture. That was cropland. It's funny, you know, you got this side of the road that was pasture, and now we're cropping it, and you got that side of the road that was row crop, and now they're pasturing it. That side of the drive was row crop, and this side was pasture. But it's funny how that works. Got a wet spot right here. Water seeping out of that brush pile and out of that old hill. That's just that's part of the joys of planting in West Tennessee this time of year. These darn old seepy hills. Sprinkling rain. The side lights I put on and my top lights ain't working. I don't know what's going on with it. I guess I got a problem up here underneath the right hand step, which ticks me off that we spent that much time working on that and had it working in the shop. Get out here to the field, it ain't working. We still got dust kicking up, but we ain't gonna be able to handle much more of this. I'm hoping I can get this gap right here filled in, and I'll have all this to plant tomorrow if we don't get rained out. This farm right here is part of the reason I wanted roll clutches on my planter. You can see how many point rolls is on this thing. There's a lot of them. Well, running the dozer over here definitely helped. We took it down from rows running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this field alone we had to run 8 different AB lines to plant it. We went from that to 1, 2, 3, 4. We cut a number of different lines to plant this thing. We cut them down by half. We still got to we still have point rows made out here in the middle of the field, but that ain't as bad as it was. We've kind of got it sectioned off. When we come around here, around that terrace, they go straight down there and sections this section off and sections that section off. We could probably plant it all with this line, but the way that ground lays over there, it plants a lot better if we plant with the contour of that fence line. I got a little pond over there. I don't know what we're going to do about it. We're probably going to have to put a pipe in somewhere in here this fall. That water right standing there that's going down that hill needs to come over here to this, and then there needs to be a big pipe go in there. So more work to be done to the old farm, but it is definitely much better. On the short rows here, I think this is the last pass.